Welcome! It's Alan from SpinX Vitality. I have my new Florida training partner. He's a Smarty 2.0. We'll call him Smarty. What's up, brother? We're going to train. I just came from the park, trained with my training partner. I drilled for almost 2 hours. Now I'm going to come back and drill with Smarty because in order to be good, you've got to put the time in. Drill, train. 4 drills to 1 train. Drill, train. 4 drills to 1 train. The older you get, I'm Master 7, born before 1956. The older you get, drill, train. When you're young, drill, train. It switches. So this Smarty is my new training partner. Disclaimer, you cannot rely 100% on Smarty. You must belong to an accredited academy, gym, training hall, dojo, where there's a sensei, a coach, a professor giving you lessons at least 1 time a week. Minimum, in my opinion, for a 40 and over person in life, minimum 1 day at the academy, 2 days minimum on your own. That's 3 days a week. That should be your minimum if you're going to be in the game. 1 day at the academy, 2 days at home, include conditioning. There you go. Without further ado, we're going to do solo mat drilling. And just as a fill-in, as a backfill, my first love is conditioning for grapplers. I'm a retired high school phys ed teacher. When I was teaching in New York City, I got affiliated with the Renzo Gracie New York City fight team, and I became a volunteer adjunct conditioning coach at my high school because it was free. Renzo Gracie students of martial arts and Jiu Jitsu came over. I conditioned them and they gave us lessons, meaning myself as the phys ed teacher and 15 of my students in the submission wrestling club. So it was an exchange, conditioning, training. After a year of doing that, I decided I want to do Jiu Jitsu. And the students and athletes that I was conditioning said, in order for you to continue to train us and condition us for Jiu Jitsu, you must know what it's like. So I went to a school. I went to Clockwork Jiu Jitsu under Sensei Josh Griffiths for 14 years, trained 5 days a week. After 10 years, I earned a black belt. I'm in my 17th year now. I moved to Florida. I'm training at RM BJJ with Professor Rodrigo Mendez. And it's been a game changer. Both lives in New York and Florida under the Jiu Jitsu umbrella has changed my life, and I couldn't tell you what I would be, where I'd be, and what I'd be doing if I hadn't had Jiu Jitsu and don't continue to train. So without further ado, I'm amping it up with my Smarty training partner. I gave you the introduction. The 2 things we're going to do today is armbar swings, very common, and then we're doing the hip escape for spider guard, and it's married to the hip escape for lasso guard. Here we go. Armbar swings. Stay tuned. Here we go. This could be the freakiest thing in the world. I'm used to somebody, meaning a live training partner on top, engaging with me, going for the collars. And if I push the head, it pushes back. It's lying here. Oh my God, I'm freaked out. I have to get used to this. Okay, we're going to do a series of movements. As I said before, I love movements for Jiu Jitsu. Because of my double knee, total knee replacements, and my age, it's hard for me to do things that others can do while keeping the closed guard. So I'm going to open my guard. At the same time, my knee is tight. I'm not opening my guard and having a loose where Smarty can step over me. So I'm opening my guard. I'm keeping it tight. I'm going to shrimp out to that side, the same side my foot is down. Hip escape. Come back, lock the guard. Other side, foot down, hip escape, come back, lock the guard. This will be a hip escape. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plant tight, hip escape, come back in, and retain the guard. You shouldn't be going backwards, because when you come back to retain your guard, you take the original position. Plant, hip out, come back, retain the guard. Clamp, keep the knee tight, shrimp out, come back, retain the guard. One more time. We'll do 2 in a row. This could be a series of cardio movements. Good. Okay, Smarty, how was that? My man. Smarty said it was good. He wasn't going to injure me. If you're afraid of injury in the academy, pick your training partners carefully. Speak to the professor. Professor, I have knee replacements. A lot of guys want to do leg locks. I don't want to disrupt their game. Maybe suggest a different training partner. That's all you have to do. If you're training hard for a competition, make sure your training partner that you team up with, you communicate. I'm going for a tournament. Would you train hard with me, please? Would you train hard with me, please? Sure. Or I'm coming back from an injury. I got to go light. My left leg hurts. Stay away from that, please. Good. Communicate. So what I'm saying to you is that training with the Smarty, he already, or she already knows what my injuries are. I can't get hurt. I'm doing a hip escape. I move away, and then I come back to retain my guard. Hip escape, away, retain my guard, come back. Away, in, away, in. Beautiful hip movements, could be cardio. That's the first thing we're going to do. Stay tuned for the next movement. Fucked up. Wake up. What the fuck you doing? Wake up, bitch. Get up. If I had a training partner like this, I'd smack the shit out of him. Wake up, bitch. Do something. 17 years. I'm not used to anybody in my guard not trying to beat me up. Move. Okay. Woo! Blooper. Okay, we did the first movement, which was the hip out, hip escape, or shrimp, whatever you want to call it, from the closed guard and come back. Now we're going to do 2 hip escapes and get the lasso guard. So, foot down, knee tight to the chest, shrimp out 1. Now my foot is dangling. Put it on the hip. Now Smarty can't come in because I've got him pushed out. Put my free foot on the ground, on the mat, hip out 1 more time. Look at my foot on Smarty. It's on his hip. He can't come in. I've got the other hand going outside the leg, knee pointed up, point my foot behind and square up. Whoop, and square up. Now we have a lasso guard. Come back, sit up, unlasso, come in, retain the guard. I'll do it on this side. Foot down, shrimp out 1. Foot on the hip, shrimp out again. Look how much space I have, for my division anyway. Over, point the knee, tuck under, to the back, and come up. You want your foot behind as much as possible, and my right hand, I want my back of my wrist with Smarty's hand under my hip. So when my foot's behind the back, I take my hand and tight. This would be lasso guard. Okay, next, armbar swings from the closed guard. So, holding Smarty down, getting a good grip, and 1, 2, 1, 2. So now I know my left side's weak. So one of the many beneficial things of drilling with a partner that will give you feedback is to decide and help you, are you weak in one area? Do you have one side of your body that is not as balanced as the other, or strong, or do you favor it? Believe it or not, if you have different eyesight, excuse me, or different hearing, you're going to favor one side or the other, not realizing that. So we just determined that my left side is not strong enough currently with these armbar drills with a Smarty to support myself. My right side is. So that means when I do an armbar, I'm going to plant with my left, snap down, pin with my right, and then swing my left leg over gently and easily. Thank you, Smarty, for uncovering that. Stay tuned. Every day we're doing 1 or 2 different drills. They're movement drills for Jiu Jitsu players using the gi. Stay tuned.